Hello everyone, welcome to Learning Wise and I'm your host Kamlesh Sharma. This video is dedicated to the spreadsheet software Microsoft Excel. I'm sure you must have heard about Microsoft Excel. Let us first talk about what is Microsoft Excel. So, Microsoft Excel is a powerful spreadsheet software or spreadsheet program that allows us to organize our data. See, it's very important that we, organize our data as we have a lot of data these days. Everywhere there's large amount of data. So where are we going to keep that data? Okay, so for keeping that data, for organizing that data, and for representing that data in the form of tables and graphs, we need Microsoft Excel. So if I have a large amount of data related to my school, so which software should I choose? I will choose Microsoft Excel to keep that data. Then the best thing is I can organize that data in the form of table. I can even edit that data. I can change that data into from a table to graph, and then even I can create the reports. Alright, so for these purposes, Microsoft Excel is very much needed. Let us first see how to open Microsoft Excel. So before I just go and start the process, you must know that I have Windows 10 on my laptop, and the version of Microsoft Excel is 2010. Okay, so now let us go to the Start menu. And from start, go and find out Microsoft Office. Now here is my Microsoft Office under the alphabet M. So I'm collapsing this, and here I can see Microsoft Excel 2010. As I told you, I have the version 2010. Okay, there are many versions. We have 2007, we have uh, 2000, we have 2000, 2003, 2007, 2010, 2016, 2013, 2019 also. Okay, so I've got this 2010 version, so we will use this. Okay, just click on it, it will open up for you, and here it comes. This is the interface of Microsoft Excel. Now, what does this mean? What is the meaning of interface? Interface is the environment of Microsoft Excel. Okay, you can see that there are certain small boxes, there are some sections on the top, some sections here, and I think it will appear to you that putting the numbers will be easy in these boxes, right? So well, now let us discuss Microsoft Excel features one by one. So now let us look at the Excel window, right? As I was telling you, this is the interface of Microsoft Excel. So you must know what are these components called. The first thing is the quick access toolbar here. Can you see this? This entire portion is known as something above file, home, insert, page layout, formula, data, review and view. Okay, there is a small bar over this. It is known as the quick access toolbar. And what is the purpose of quick access toolbar? It provides all those buttons which are frequently needed by any user, frequently used by you, right? In my case, I have chosen those commands, those activities which I use very often, right? Later on I will tell you how you can customize this quick access toolbar, but right now you must know that quick access toolbar contains the commands which are frequently used by the user or a person, right? Then next let us look at the title bar. The title bar is basically the bar which contains the name of your Excel workbook. Okay, so in the center you can see the name of the workbook is written. When you do not give any name when you do not specify any name to your workbook, Excel by default name it as book 1, which presently also you can see on my screen. Okay, now when you'll assign a name, when you will save your file, your workbook with certain name, this book 1 will get replaced with that name which you will save your workbook with. Okay, now coming to the right hand side, you can see the minimize, maximize and close button, or this maximize many times is also the restore button. Okay, if I click on minimize, this workbook will get minimized. Okay, like this, right? It has come into the status bar. Now if I click it back, it will be enlarged. It will occupy the entire laptop screen. Then this restore button, it is going to restore. Okay, now the restore button has changed into the maximize button, as you can see. Click on it to maximize it. And this is the cross button, this is the close button. If I will click on this close, my workbook will get closed, or my Excel will get closed. Okay, now this is meant for closing Excel, and this is meant for closing the workbook. Okay, now you have seen how we minimize this workbook, this entire Microsoft Excel. Now let me tell you how to minimize this workbook which you are working on. Click on this and you can see that your workbook has come here. You can click it again to restore it. Then you have the maximize button. Then you have the close button. Okay, so when you click on the close button of the workbook get closed, but Excel is still open. Okay, but what if I press this close button? If I will press this close button, this entire application, Microsoft Excel, will also get closed. Okay, so this is how we close Excel. Let me show you here. Close. Okay, so you can see that the Microsoft Excel has also got closed. Now I'm again going to Microsoft Office to open Microsoft Excel, and here we go. Okay, another way of closing Microsoft Excel is going to File and clicking on Exit. If you will click Exit, Microsoft Excel will once again close. So let us try it out from here also. Okay, so that's how, these are the two ways with which you can close your Microsoft Excel window. Now we are back into this, and now I'm going to show you what all other parts are there in the Microsoft window. Now you have seen the title bar, quick access toolbar, and here you have seen Windows control buttons. Below it you can see that there is this ribbon. Now what is this ribbon? Actually we have got these tabs. Okay, these are called the tabs. First is the file tab, which takes you to the backstage view. Now next is the home tab, insert. Keep noticing what happens when I click on every tab. Page layout, formula, data, review and view. Now you must have seen when I click on a specific tab, the options related to that tab shows up. Okay, so when I click on a tab and its options are displayed, this is called the ribbon structure, right? So it is like a ribbon showing all the content, all the options or the commands under the insert tab. When I click on page layout, it shows me all the options or the commands associated with the page layout. So this is the ribbon of page layout. Alright, I'm sure you must have understood. The default tab, when we open our Microsoft Excel, we by default are in the home tab. Okay, now let's see what is this. Just below your ribbon we have got this A1. So this is called the name box. Okay, this is called the name box. and it contains the name of every cell. Okay, it contains the name of the not the every cell, I'm sorry, it contains the name of the active cell. Like for example, I have clicked here, so it shows you the name of the active cell, right? This cell is formed with the help of E and 6, E column and 6th row. So the name of this cell becomes E6. Okay, if I click on this D10, it is formed with the help of D column and 10th row. So the name you can check in the name box, it is the D10. Okay, now let us move ahead. This is the formula bar. Okay, this white area where you can see fx written here, and this long bar which has the, you know, there is this arrow which expands the formula bar. You can again click on this arrow to collapse it. It shows the formula which is entered in the active cell. Okay, we will discuss about this formula bar in detail when we will talk about the formulas and functions. Okay, so let us understand that it contains the formula for the time being. Now let us look into, I have already told you that these are the columns while these are the rows. Okay, so this is something you know. Again, one more thing, the numbering, the names of your columns are called the column headings. So this A, B, C, D, so on and so forth, these are the column headings. While these numbers of the rows are the row headings. Okay, so every column and every row has been given a heading, right? So don't say this 1, 2, no, this is the row heading. This A, B, they are the column heading. Okay, then the next thing, active cell. Whichever cell you will click on, it is known as the active cell. We have already discussed these, right? Now notice these gray lines. Okay, the gray lines of your columns and rows, these are known as the grid lines. Okay, what are they called? They are the grid lines. And this plus mouse pointer, can you see this dark plus which is looking here, which is nothing but the mouse pointer. Okay, and what is this called? This is the workbook, right? And every workbook come with the default 3 worksheets. These are the sheet tabs. Okay, these are the worksheet tabs here with us. Then we get there is this ready written here. This is the status bar of Microsoft Excel. Here towards the right hand side, you can see the views, the different views which are there in Microsoft Excel. Then you have the zoom, okay, zoom percentage, zoom level. Then you have the zoom slider also. Okay, so this is your status bar at the bottom, right? And here you can see that you have the scroll bar. Okay, this is the horizontal scroll bar and this is the vertical scroll bar. This arrow, this scroll arrow is going to take you to the left, while this is going to take you to the right. Okay, here in the vertical scroll bar section, this arrow will take you up, while this is going to take you downwards. Okay, so these are your scroll bars, right? Then this is the tab split box. You can just drag it like this. Okay, then here these 4 arrows, these are the tab scrolling buttons. We will look into their features later on. Right now I'm only explaining you the entire window, Microsoft Excel window. Okay, so I hope you would have understood the sections or the parts of your Microsoft Excel window, you must know the names of each and every part, because it is really important to call them with the correct name. Alright, so that's all in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Go and practice Excel by your own self. These are the sheet tabs. Okay, these are the worksheet tabs here with us. Then we get there is this ready written here. This is the status bar of Microsoft Excel. Here towards the right hand side, you can see the views, the different views which are there in Microsoft Excel. Then you have the zoom, okay, zoom percentage, zoom level. Then you have the zoom slider also. Okay, so this is your status bar at the bottom, right? And here you can see that you have the scroll bar. Okay, this is the horizontal scroll bar and this is the vertical scroll bar. This arrow, this scroll arrow is going to take you to the left, while this is going to take you to the right. Okay, here in the vertical scroll bar section, this arrow will take you up, while this is going to take you downwards. Okay, so these are your scroll bars, right? Then this is the tab split box. You can just drag it like this. Okay, then here these four arrows, these are the tab scrolling buttons. We will look into their features later on. Right now I'm only explaining you the entire window, Microsoft Excel window. Okay, so I hope you would have understood the sections or the parts of your Microsoft Excel window. Now let us talk about these vertical sections and the horizontal sections for you. Now see, as I said, all the sheets look similar, but we should know what are these boxes, what are these sections. Okay, so let us start with these vertical ones. They are known as the columns. Okay, these vertical divisions in any worksheet are known as the columns. In version 2010, as I said, I'm using Microsoft Excel 2010. In this version, we have 16384 columns in a spreadsheet, which are labeled as A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, so on and so forth. And after Z, it again starts with double A, right? A, B, A, C, A, D, like that. And then it starts with BA, BB, BC, BD, okay, like that. I'm just taking you ahead so that you can see that it here the AZ ended and then it started with BA, BB, like that. Okay, so the what is the total count of the columns? 16384 columns, right? And they are labeled as alphabetically, starting from A and going ahead. And they start from the left and go up till the right. Okay, so you have to use your scroll bar to go from left to right columns. These numberings of these labels of Excel are also these labels of columns are also known as the column headings. Okay, these A, B, C, D, whatever you are looking here at, they are the column headings. Don't forget this thing, right? Now, let us talk about these horizontal sections. These horizontal sections are called rows. Okay, so the vertical sections are the columns, while the horizontal sections are the rows. And by default, Microsoft Excel 2010 has 1048,576 rows in a spreadsheet. So this is quite a huge amount of rows to carry out any calculation working over any large amount of data also. Okay, now it starts its numbering from 1 and goes up till as I said 1048567. Okay, now once again the rows numbering will start from the top, like the column numbers, the column label started from the left, rows started from the top and goes downwards, okay, goes to the bottom. Okay, and these numbers are also known as the row headings. Just like these labels of columns were known as column headings, these numbers of rows are also known as the row headings. Okay, now let us talk about the third most important thing here, which is the cell. Rather, I should say it is the most important thing because it is the smallest unit of a workbook. Okay, now let us talk about what is a cell. Cell is a section which is formed by the intersection of a column and a row. You can see that I have got these columns and I have got these rows, and wherever they intersect, they form a small box. And these boxes are known as the cells. Okay? And whatever data you are going to put in Excel, it will go into these cells only. Right? So this is the working unit of Excel also. Fine. Now the cell which I click, can you see the normally the cells are looking gray, okay, having the gray boundaries and white in color. But whichever cell I click, its boundary get highlighted. It get a thick black border around it, which distinguishes it from the other remaining cells in the worksheet. Sorry. Now, do you know what is this kind of cell known as? It is known as the active cell or the current cell. Okay. So you must know what is an active cell. The active cell is the cell which you are working on or the cell which has been highlighted. It is the active cell. All right. Now let us look into the ribbon structure. Look into how Excel stores the data. So Microsoft Excel stores the data in the form of workbook. Okay. Now look at this interface. You can see on top there is book 1 dash Microsoft Excel. This is basically a workbook. Okay. Now let us discuss what is a workbook. Workbook is it is a collection of many worksheets, right? So there are two new terms for you. First is the workbook, second is the worksheet, right? Now look here at the bottom. You can see sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3, and they all look similar, isn't it? So there are worksheets which are just like the pages that are the collection of rows and columns. Okay, and the collection of these sheets is known as a workbook. Okay, so it is just like a book having different pages in it, or you can even compare this workbook with the workbooks you have in your different subjects like English workbook, Hindi workbook, math workbook. All the workbooks have certain sheets into it. Similarly, Excel workbook also has got the sheets into it. Okay, and every sheet has got the same structure. We are going to discuss these structures also.